As Marquis Alarac's wife, I had the most lavish banquets and wealth in all of San Aroa. The nobles raised their glasses to me constantly, envying me as the luckiest woman on the continent. But this diamond-encrusted whalebone corset felt like a beautiful torture device, suffocating me.
Oh, my beautiful wife, my entire fortune shines just for you.
But only I knew the suffocating control hidden behind this gilded cage. And right there, in the dark corners of the hall, a pair of eyes full of jealousy and madness was glaring at me. It was my stepsister, Serafina. On the day our family decided on the marriage alliance, she despised the Marquis for his brutal reputation and chose the lumberjack from the mist forest instead. But she couldn't stand the harsh life in the woods. She fled into the night and was almost torn to shreds by wild beasts. Now, seeing me draped in gold, jealousy has completely blinded her.
Why? His favor and endless wealth were supposed to be mine! You stole my life!
In my despair, my blood splattered onto the shattered magic mirror. At the exact same moment, Serafina's blood stained it too. A blinding magical light consumed us both. When we opened our eyes again, time was reversed. When I opened my eyes, the blinding sunlight stung them. I hadn't died in the banquet hall. I was standing right in our family's main hall.
It's mine! The Marquis's favor, his wealth, they're all mine! I am the only one who can be the Marchioness!
Watching her snatch the Marquis's medallion, I immediately knew. She brought her memories back to this crossroads of fate, too. She thought she'd just grabbed the key to a glamorous life, completely oblivious to the dark secrets hiding inside that canary cage.
Since you love it so much, Serafina, take it.
Serafina thought she had snatched the key to happiness, but little did she know, she was opening the gates of hell with her own hands. As for me, I'll take this rusty iron ring and go meet the lumberjack our whole family looked down on.
The air in the hall froze.
My father, the Baron, frowned at me. In his eyes, there was nothing but family interests.
Our grandfather once made an unbreakable blood oath with the ranger of the Mist Forest. Our family must offer a daughter to marry his son, a lowly lumberjack.
Father, since her despicable soul is only fit for dirt and poverty, let's give her what she wants. Elena, go rot in that dark, damp forest and spend the rest of your life with that lumberjack!
I picked up the mud-stained iron ring without hesitation. Anyone who could survive this long in the beast-ridden mist forest is by no means ordinary. Besides, choking down the grossest black bread in the forest is 100 times better than swallowing the poisoned wine of the Marquis' estate.
Remember your words today, Serafina. I hope the Marquis's jewels can fill your greedy soul.
To keep me from embarrassing the family at the castle, my father kicked me out that very day. Standing in the square with nothing but a battered wigger suitcase, I saw my husband for this lifetime for the very first time, Aliston. He stood there like the most aloof frostwolf from the extreme northern Icelands, completely ignoring the disgusted looks from the passing noble servants.
Hey, tree chopper! Here's your bride! Now take her and get out of our sight! Your filthy feet are dirtying the castle grounds!
It's not too late for you to back out. There's no fine velvet or dazzling jewels in the Mist Forest. Just biting winds and bloodthirsty beasts.
I have no need for those false, frivolous things.
All I want is a place where I can grow my flowers in peace. As the carriage entered the mist forest, the sunlight was instantly swallowed by towering trees. The air was thick with the damp scent of pine needles. This is the forbidden zone of the Sanarilla continent, the abyss of curses in the eyes of the nobles. My blood ran cold. In that nightmare of a past life, this was the terror Seraphina couldn't handle, the reason she ran away. I gripped the wooden railing so hard my knuckles turned white. Then, the most shocking thing happened.
Get lost.
The vicious, demonized gray wolf acted like it had just seen an unspeakable terror. It let out a pitiful whiner, tucked its tail, and bolted back into the dense fog, not even daring to look back. What did you just do? Why was it so terrified of you?
Just an old ranger's trick to scare off beasts. When dealing with animals in the woods, you just have to be fiercer than they are. Hold on tight, we've still got a ways to go.
A beast-repelling trick? My racing heart finally calmed down. Elves and magic have long been nothing but myths on this continent. How could he possibly be connected to them? He's just an experienced, working-class lumberjack. But to me, having a husband who knows the rules of survival is more reassuring than anything else. This was Alistair's home. It was shabbier than the stables at the Marquis estate. But breathing in the crisp air here, I felt a freedom I'd never known before.
It's a dump. There isn't even a soft bed.
I accepted your ring, which means this is my home now. Like I said, I'm not afraid of hard work. I want to till the soil here and plant flowers everywhere.
Alistair watched me bustling around in silence. A subtle trace of emotion flickered across his cold, frosty face. He didn't know that after suffering through hell, I cherish this peaceful patch of dirt more than anyone. As long as I have my freedom, I'd gladly embrace a life of poverty. I took off my cumbersome outer robe, left only in a thin linen undergarment. Grabbing a ragged cloth, I stepped onto an abandoned oak wine barrel in the corner, trying to clean the dusty antlers hanging on the beam.
I think we need to make this place look a little less like a troll's lair first.
Get down, that barrel is rotten.
The moment I fell into his arms, I was hit by the strong scent of firwood on him. We were so close. Close enough for me to clearly feel his heart pounding wildly against his chest, and his hot breath brushing across my cheek.
That barrel was completely rotted out. You almost fell.
Thank you. I wasn't paying attention.
The heat of his palm still felt branded on my waist. The once freezing air suddenly felt strangely thick. He turned away to clean the fireplace, using silence to hide his clumsy awkwardness. And as I watched his broad, towering back, my wildly racing heart finally began to settle. While I was trading the labor of my own hands for peace in the mist forest, an extravagant wedding was being prepared back at the castle.
This dress alone is worth enough to buy the entire mist forest. Seraphina, I will make you the most dazzling woman on the Sanaroa continent.
Of course, my lord. This is the destiny that belongs to me.
Seeing Seraphina so completely consumed by vanity, all I felt was profound pity. She thought she was climbing the steps to ultimate power, blissfully unaware that the Marquis's estate, envied by all, was nothing.
My lord, your favoring my daughter brings supreme honor to our family. As for Elena, who has stained our name, I have already stripped her of the family surname and her inheritance rights. She is no longer under the protection of our crest.
You did the right thing, Father. Tomorrow, when the wedding procession arrives, I want everyone in the family to see that. Elena's lowly lumberjack of a husband isn't even fit to shine the Marquis's shoes.
In Sanaroa, a soul bond is only truly forged when the parchment marriage contract is signed in the square of the Oath Temple, witnessed by a priest. But I knew that tomorrow, that solemn temple would just be a stage for Seraphina and those arrogant nobles to humiliate us.
Tomorrow, we go to the Oath Temple.
Alistair, the Marquis's wedding procession will be outrageously extravagant. Seraphina and my father will definitely use it to humiliate you. We don't need their so-called witness. Just being here with you is more than enough for me.
It's your ceremony. I don't want to miss that.
He placed the glowing fruits on the table. It was a plant I'd never seen before, radiating a magic that calmed the mind. My breathing slowed, and the tension in my shoulders melted away. Looking at his broad, mindless shoulders, I truly felt that long he is with me, I could face entire world the mocking without an ounce of fear.
In the square of the Oath Temple, the massive sacred fire braziers were blazing. In my nightmare of a past life, this was the beginning of my suffering. But in this life, it was Seraphina's carnival, where she thought she had reached the pinnacle of power.
My God! Is this the grandeur of a marquise with boundless wealth? It's lavish! Even the horseshoes are solid silver.
Look over there! Elena, the one kicked out of the family, her dirt poor husband actually showed up.
The surrounding nobles glared at us with extreme contempt, like they were looking at a filthy rat that had wandered into a crystal palace. Seraphina, weighed down by that diamond-crusted dress, strutted arrogantly toward me on the marquis's arm.
Good heavens, Elena! You reek of rotting wood on the sacred day we present our marriage scrolls to the gods. I'm going to faint from the stench.
You bottom-feeding peasant from the Mist Forest. The crimson carpet of the temple's main altar isn't meant for people with mud on their boots. Wait until we've signed under the priest's witness, then you can crawl in and sign your cheap little contract. I don't want my souls get stained by you.
The Marquise's clueless guests were too busy laughing to sense the danger. But somehow, the pure white steeds pulling the golden carriage went weak at the knees. They all collapsed to the ground in unison, nearly flipping the carriage over.
Why are these blasted horses going mad?
My lord, no matter how magnificent your carpet is, it can't mask the rot festering deep inside someone's soul. Alistair, let's go home.
You bitch! Go rot in those miserable woods for the rest of your life!
Our carriage slowly rolled away from the noisy castle. Watching Seraphina smugly climb back into her righted golden carriage, I felt nothing but deep pity. Her own personal hell had only just begun. On our wedding night, fate finally responded.
My lord, what are you doing? I'm your bride!
Bride, your family took my blood money. Now, every scream you let out and every drop of blood you shed will be used to entertain me.
The Marquise was an absolute sadist. That's exactly why he had such a vile reputation. Seraphina was finally getting a taste of the excruciating pain I suffered in my past life. The price of that gold was endless torture. And meanwhile, I was sitting peacefully in a drafty cabin in the Mist Forest.
Open it.
There are no vaults in the Mist Forest. This ring wasn't adorned with any gemstones, but to me, it was more precious than all the jewels in the world. This is...
It's woven from a resilient vine only found in the deepest part of the Mist Forest. As long as you wear it, I will protect you forever. It's the only token of my vow I can give you.
In those twisted memories, the Marquise imprisoned me with heavy gold chains, but in this life, this seemingly rugged lumberjack gave me his ultimate protection with the simplest of vines. I smiled and slipped the ring onto my finger. It was a perfect fit. Thank you, Alistair. This is the most precious gift I've ever received. The days in the Mist Forest were peaceful and fulfilling. I started tillering the land around the cabin and planted flower seeds I bought from the market. Alistair would leave early and return late every day. He told me he was heading deep into the forest to chop the toughest hemlock to trade for our winter provisions. But gradually, I noticed something was off. I ventured deeper and deeper, but from his direction, there was absolutely no sound of an axe hitting wood.
My king, Marchok Alaric, is gathering a massive force. They plan to level the southern edge of the Mist Forest to mine a newly discovered gold vein underneath. Ignorant humans daring to trespass on sacred elven territory. Please grant us permission to strike. We will water the poison brambles at the border with their blood and ensure none of them return.
Who's there? Boss, we'll take our leave.
The air in the forest seemed to freeze. Staring into his fathomless emerald eyes, I was so tense my breath caught in my throat.
Elena, did you see all that?
Aliston, that green light from your fingertips. And those two men.
Before I could even finish, a 10-foot-tall shadow-wren bear burst from the dense fog, jaws wide open, lunging straight at me.
In the nick of time, Alistair shot forward like a bolt of black lightning, shielding me firmly behind him.
Easy now.
Then, the impossible happened.
Stand down.
At his whisper, the bloodthirsty frenzy in the giant bear's eyes miraculously vanished.
It actually didn't attack us? You didn't kill it?
I grew up in these woods. It's just an old ranger's trick to ward off beasts. They know the whistle well. As long as we don't mean any harm, they won't hurt us.
Surviving that brush with death leaning against his broad, warm chest, I felt safer than I ever had in my life. Even if he was hiding an abyss behind him, the back shielding me right now was undeniably real. I locked my doubts away, waiting for the day he'd be willing to bare his true soul to me. Promise me you won't risk your life alone in the woods again.
I promise. I won't let anyone or anything ever hurt you.
But the peace I yearned for was a pipe dream. That evening, a letter sealed with dark red noble wax appeared on our rough oak table. My dearest sister, tomorrow is the family's anniversary banquet. Make sure you bring that mud-calfed lumberjack husband of yours. Let all our noble guests witness your pathetic romance. I gripped the letter tightly. This was obviously a deadly trap, but if I refused to attend, those arrogant nobles would definitely hire ruthless bounty hunters to harass us endlessly in the forest.
We should go, Elena. It is a family anniversary after all. As your husband, it's only right that I accompany you.
But Alistair, that castle is filled with nothing but prejudice and malice towards commoners. I'm afraid they'll...
Trust me, from the moment you put on this vine ring, no one will ever be able to treat you like they used to.
There was a convincing power in his words. I took a deep breath, my gaze turning resolute, and finally made up my mind to face my past.
The windbreak on the northern edge was destroyed by a herd of frost boars. I have to go fix it immediately. I've already hired a carriage for you. I'll definitely make it before the banquet starts.
Looking at the note, I let out a long sigh of relief. Honestly, I felt glad. It's for the best. This is my burden anyway. I'll go alone today so you won't get dragged into it. But when I pushed open the wooden door, I froze in my tracks. A carriage with steel shock absorbers like this costs at least a gold coin to rent. How could a lumberman who have to count pennies just to buy black peat afford a ride meant for wealthy merchants? Lister, what exactly are you hiding?
With a stomach full of doubts, I took the carriage alone back to that lavish yet suffocating family castle. The moment I stepped into the hall, all conversation stopped dead. Every single glamorous noble cast me looks of extreme contempt.
Elena? What are you doing here?
Don't be angry, father. I sent her the invitation myself, out of pure pity for a beggar. What's the matter, my dear sister? Rumor has it you and your husband are inseparable. Why isn't he with you today? Did he realize his rags were too shabby and lose the nerve to even step foot in the castle? Did he just abandon you and run tail back to the woods? Serafina was laughing hysterically, but I could still see through her facade to the hellish life she endured at the Marquise's estate, betrayed by the dark purple bruises she tried to conceal with heavy powder along her neckline. Alistair has more important matters to attend to, unlike some people who wear priceless gowns yet still have to try so desperately to hide how miserable they truly are.
Shut up! How dare a lowly commoner like you talk back to me?
Cowardness is always carved into the bones of commoners.
Elena, since your pathetic husband doesn't even have the courage to protect his wife,
I won't be too harsh on you.
Butler, take her to the servants' table in the kitchens.
Let no one say I, as your brother-in-law, don't understand noble mercy.
Looking at this immaculately dressed but twisted sadist, I mercilessly tore off their hypocritical masks in public.
You should save your mercy for your wife, my lord. After all, having to buy powder thick enough to barely cover the layers of whip marks and bruises on her neck every day, that must be quite an expensive undertaking.
You arrogant heretic! You have a death wish!
Just as the infuriated Marquise was about to order the guards to drag me out, a loud, trembling announcement echoed from outside the castle.
Reporting to the Baron, the legendary Court of Life merchant gang
Has delivered an unimaginably precious gift. They said it's an ultimate blessing for the most esteemed lady tonight.
With that announcement, the entire hall plunged into dead silence.
The Court of Life is an ancient and extremely mysterious merchant guild on the continent of Sani Roa. They wield terrifying wealth capable of toppling empires, yet they haven't dealt with ordinary nobles in decades.
Bards even sing that they are the remnants of the mythical elven kingdom. But to us humans, elves are nothing more than absurd fairy tales to trick children.
Dead center in the mahogany chest was the emerald crown of the Water of Life, radiating a potent natural magic.
Good heavens! This must be for me! The Marquise must have spent a fortune in secret to prepare this surprise for me. Who else on this entire continent deserves to be called the most esteemed lady but me?
Shamelessly, Serafina snatched up the crown and placed it right on her own head.
My wonderful daughter! To think you even caught the attention of the Court of Life! Our family is finally going to join the ranks of the top nobility!
At that exact moment, I was stunned to notice that the bottom of the mahogany box was lined with moonlight blue wisteria, a flower found only in the deepest parts of the mist forest. Not only that, but the ancient vine runes carved into the base of the crown were absolutely identical to the pattern on the grass ring Alistair wove for me. Why would a crown belonging to the Court of Life bear the exact same runes as his? My heart was full of shock and confusion. But I was certain of one thing. A sacred relic like this was way beyond the reach of a money-grabbing man like the Marquise. By falsely claiming this monumental gift, Serafina was essentially placing her own head on the guillotine.
Serafina, forcing something onto your head that doesn't belong to you is only going to invite disaster.
Are you jealous, you bitch? You don't even have the right to look at this crown in your lifetime. Father, throw her out!
To monopolize the gift that shocked the continent, and to trample me underfoot completely. My barren father launched the most vicious verbal attack against me.
Elena, there's no need for you to ever attend another family banquet. You are an absolute disgrace to this family's name.
Take your pathetic commoner manners and get out of my castle immediately. From this day forth, I officially strip you of your family surname.
In front of all the nobles, he maliciously stripped me of my surname, reducing me to a rootless vagrant. But in their eyes, even that wasn't enough. Serafina was tortured endlessly at the Marquise estate and received no love from her husband whatsoever. When she saw the token Alarady had woven for me in my hand, a sick jealousy instantly twisted her sanity.
Hold on. What's that circle of broken grass in your hand? A token from your dirt-poor husband? How dare a lowly commoner like you possess something like this? The more you cherish it, the more disgusted I get. Guards, rip that trash off her!
My endurance didn't make these people stop. It only made them worse. She just couldn't stand seeing me have anything good and wanted to destroy my only solace.
This is a vow token from my husband. It belongs to me, and no one is taking it from me.
Why waste breath on this ignorant wretch? Just snatch it from her.
Using her sharp, jeweled nail guards, Seraphina brutally peeled that emerald grass ring right off my knuckle.
Give it back! Seraphina, you despicable thief!
The surrounding nobles let out waves of mucking sneers, as if watching an entertaining farm.
This trash woven from a few weeds is what you are protecting with your life? It's hilarious that you actually treat a cheap peasant trinkle like a treasure.
Just as I was being trampled on and left utterly helpless, the mysterious subordinate hidden in the castle's shadows sensed the fatal danger. He immediately sent an urgent report back to the fallen used as the secret art.
My lord, you must go save her mightness immediately. Those nobles of the Robles didn't just publicly strip her of her surname, they also stole the vine ring you gave her.
Upon hearing those words, the fury in Alistair's eyes completely spiraled out of control.
Dare to touch what's mine. I'll make every single person in that castle pay the price.
Seeing me sprawled on the ground, desperately trying to snatch back the ring, a twisted excitement flashed in Seraphina's eyes. It seemed she'd just thought of a brilliant new way to torture me.
My dear sister, looking at you in such a pathetic state, you really want this broken ring back, don't you? How about we play a little game?
There, a fresh layer of magic crystal slad had been dumped out. The dark red burning coals were mixed with countless rusty caltrays. This was the hell the Marquis used to execute heavy offenders.
If you take off your shoes right now and walk barefoot across this fire pit step by step, I'll give you your precious grass ring back.
Faced with this lethal torment, the nobles lining the path showed no mercy. Instead, they erupted in sickening laughter.
What a spectacular drama. Stepping into scorching heat for a few strands of broken grass? Keep your eyes wide open and enjoy the show, everyone. This is the pathetic, laughable romance of the bottom-feeding commoners.
In the face of absolute class power, even the last shred of pity was cold-bloodily crushed. Every unwooer was just waiting for me to break down and beg for mercy on my knees. They didn't understand at all. That grass ring was the only shelter my husband gave me in the cold night. For him, even if I had to walk through the hellfire and abyss of purgatory, I would never back down. The horrifying sound of flesh instantly searing against the intense heat echoed simultaneously with iron spikes piercing my soles. The moment my blood flowed, the coals evaporated it into a gruesome red mist. The agonizing pain felt like thousands of red-hot steel needles piercing my bone marrow all at once. But I clenched my jaw tight and forced myself to take the first step. I lost my balance, falling heavily forward into the dark red slag. Out of instinct, I braced myself with my hands, my knees slamming down hard.
Still pretending to be noble? Bow down! Admit that choosing that piece of trash was a complete joke, and beg me for mercy out loud!
The blazing fire tore at every inch of my sanity, but all that filled my mind was Alistair's deep, fathomless eyes. I stubbornly pulled myself back up, dragging my nearly numb legs, leaving a bloody footprint with every step until I reached the end of the path. Taking the arduous final step, I collapsed heavily at the feet of Seraphina's expensive leather shoes.
I'm done walking. Give it to me.
She looked down at me from above, an extreme, twisted, and sadistic pleasure flashing in her eyes.
Oh my, I'm so sorry. My hand, it just slipped.
Smiling, right in front of my face, she intentionally uncircled her fingers. In that moment, my heart was reduced to ashes right alongside that ring. The light in my eyes completely died, replaced by a glaring, blinding rage. Is this the pretty face your husband is so fond of? I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to make your penniless husband look at your hideous face and be disgusted for the rest of his life. Extreme humiliation and pain washed over me. Just in the life or death split second before that red-hot branding iron ruined my face.
The lowly lumberer of all the nobles had been recklessly mocking, had descended like a god. What kind of heretical dark magic did you just use? God! Kill him!
The wind ripped through the dust. Standing tall, right in the eye of the storm, Alistair looked like an absolute demon god.
Just a terrifying aura that crushed everything in its path was enough to make all the high and mighty nobles go weak at the knees.
I'm late.
The entire castle instantly bow in submission.
Who gave you the nerve?
With a deafening crash that shattered the steel gates, Alistair descended like a demon god. He rushed to my side and ruthlessly kicked Seraphina, who was holding the branding iron, sending her flying.
Lena, I'm so sorry. I'm late.
Leaning into his broad, warm embrace, my overwhelming grievances finally burst forth. I forced a miserable smile and shakily opened my severely burned hands.
Alistair, I'm sorry. I couldn't protect the grass ring you gave me. It was burned to ashes.
Looking at the tiny pile of charred ashes in my palm, Alistair's eyes filled with agony. And right at that moment, Seraphina, who had been kicked aside, crawled back up with the Marquis's help.
Isn't he just a lowly lumberjack? Where did he get such a terrifying entourage?
Father! Don't be fooled by this lowly vagabond. How could a dirt-poor tree chopper afford thugs of this caliber? He must have bought some cheap magic props on the black market and hired a few wilderness bandits just to put on a show!
I heard the Magic Guild in the capital has been suffering frequent thieves lately. Could it be this gang of thieves?
What a joke. A mere lumberjack daring to play tricks on my territory.
This is high and Gwaybled. Who can well imagine what kind of terrible existence they were actually facing?
Elena, look at this fine husband you picked. It's bad enough he's a coward, but now, just to save face, he actually had the guts to steal from the guild. If the Templar Knights find out, you'll both be heading straight for the gallows.
Obstinate fools! You're asking for death!
At his explosive shout, the shadows behind him spread out like black phantoms, instantly surrounding all the nobles. Seeing my mangled feet, horribly burnt by the alchemical coals, the emerald divine fire in Alistair's eyes completely exploded.
Who did this?
The terrifying pressure made the surrounding nobles too afraid to even breathe. Yet Seraphina obliviously took a step forward, courting death.
So what if I did? I was just playing a game with her. Who knew she was so stupid that she'd actually willingly walk barefoot through alchemical coals just for the ashes of some broken weeds? You can't blame me for that!
Shut your mouth! Who the hell do you think you are, daring to shout on my territory?
So what if I tortured her? It's her own fault for marrying a piece of trash like you. Compared to me, an esteemed marcheress, you two are just bugs in the mud. Even if I killed her today, she'd still have to get on her knees and thank me for it.
Let's see how long you can keep up this act. Guards! Seize this reckless bandit and that bitch together!
How dare you ants trample on what is mine?
Take them down!
The moment the words left his mouth, over a dozen shadows drew their chilling longswords, thrusting straight at Seraphina's throat, like bolts of black lightning. The sharp ring of drawn swords. These high and mighty nobles finally felt the terrifying grip of the Grim Reaper around their throats.
How dare you! I am the March. My lord, save me!
Get him, all of you! Whoever brings me this bandit's head gets 1,000 pure gold coins!
But crushed by Aliston's terrifying magical pressure, the heavily armored guards trembled, not a single one daring to take a step forward.
Marquis Alaric's family are the grand lords who control all the gold mines in the south. If you dare touch him, you're declaring war on the entire nobility!
So what if he's a noble? Anyone who dares touch what's mine is a dead man.
You lowly bandit! Drop this stupid bluff! Let me go before I get truly angry, and I might just spare your miserable life!
Staring at my bloody, mangled feet, there was not a trace of warmth in Alistair's eyes.
Since you love these alchemic coals so much, shove their faces in it.
No! Don't!
The Empire's High Court will be here any second! My brother is the High Inquisitor of the Empire! Scared now, aren't you? My brother is the High Inquisitor, who represents the very law of the Empire!
I'd love to see who in the human High Court dares to indulge a piece of trash like you. Proceed.
In the nick of time, a massive squad of heavily armored Templar knights flooded into the courtyard.
Brother, save me! Are you the reckless thug who dares to touch my brother on Imperial soil?
I am. What of it?
Hearing that voice, Duke Victor's arrogant expression instantly frozen.
That voice. Think about these ancient patterns. The Elgin sacred tree totem that only exists in mythical epics. The legends are actually true. Could it be?
In the face of absolute divine power, the so-called laws of the human empire were nothing but scrap paper. Duke Victor's proud heavy armor groaned under the magical pressure. Driven by raw, primal terror, his legs gave out, crashing to the ground.
The Supreme Elven King!
The Elven King!
The Duke's trembling king plunged the entire courtyard into a deathly silence. Seraphina took a step back in sheer disbelief.
King? This mud-covered, stinking lumberjack? How is that possible?
Huh! Brother! Get up! Don't be fooled by this pewter! He definitely forged that weird leaf totem with heavy coin on the black market, just to pull a charade!
Your Grace! Don't fall for these cheap tricks. The Elven Court is just a bedtime story bards use to trick children. There are no elves in this world. He's just a lowly lumberjacker whose family has chopped wood in the mist forest for generations.
These nobles, utterly blinded by their arrogance, would rather believe a ridiculous lie than admit the ant they trampled underfoot was actually a god.
You're right. Those mythical races went extinct thousands of years ago during the Age of Myths. Using such a cheap parlor trick to masquerade as a legend is an absolute insult to our intelligence.
You disgrace. Look at this fine husband you found. Now that he's enraged the Duke, let's see how you're going to get out of this.
Brother, you have to seek justice for us! This forest savage and Elena completely disregarded our blood tines and tried to shove us alive into those burning coals.
Such utter arrogance! How dare you thugs run wild on the territory of San Eroa? Guards! Throw these two heretics into the High Court's dungeon and torture them with hellfire!
Hold it! You're a dead man walking, thug. Any last words?
I wasn't aware the Holy Light Church had started appointing idiots like you as their High Inquisitor.
How could a tree-chopping peasant like you possibly understand high-level continental appointments? My brother was personally crowned by His Majesty the King of San Ero himself. That you're regretting it now.
To think you could even deceive the king. Your Alaric family sure has some nerve. How dare you! Blaspheming His Majesty in public? You will hang for this! Your Grace, you must believe me. Our family severed ties with Elena ages ago.
What this lunatic says has absolutely nothing to do with us!
Offending the crown is a capital crime. My lord, you absolutely cannot let him go.
Elena, your dear husband has committed a heinous crime. No one can save you today.
Looking at the entire battalion of Templar knights drawing their swords, my heart filled with despair. Even though Alistair wielded unfathomable ancient power, I couldn't let him face thousands of inquisitors all alone just for me.
Master, your grace, my husband was foolish for a moment.
Elena! Such audacity! You think you can escape? Templar Heights! Stop them!
Anyone who dares to stand in my way will be killed on sight.
A fierce clash instantly erupted between the shadows and the Templar knights. Seeing the situation spiral out of control, my father crawled away in terror, hiding deep within the castle.
Think you can just leave? Not that easy. Your Highness, prophet of the sacred tree, you must seek justice for me. The king is in the human's forest, and all for a lowly human woman.
Shut up. This era. The king actually unleashed the original power of the sacred tree in human territory? To think he would use this kind of power for a human and even come under attack!
Alistair channeled all his strength into protecting my damaged heart meridian, leaving him no time to deal with the blade sneaking up behind him.
Seraphina, how can your heart be so venomous? He has no grudge against you, yet you'd strike such a vicious blow! This lowly piece of trash dared to have someone try to ruin my face? How could I possibly let you leave so easily?
I looked back at the courtyard in horror. The shadows were pinned down by endless waves of heavy knights using holy light formations. They couldn't break away to help.
Don't bother looking. Those thugs you hired can barely save themselves now. They have no time to rescue you.
You court death.
I'm fine. You have to go.
Go?
You really think he can walk away today? Why won't you just let me go? I must say, my dear sister, you really are lucky. Even marrying a bottom-feeling pumpet, you still managed to get this kind of reckless, desperate devotion. Too bad. The more it's like this, the less I'll let you have your way! The grudge between the two of us shouldn't drag innocent people down. You can torture me however you want, but I beg you, let him go.
Elena, you don't need to beg this kind of trash for my sake.
No! I won't let you die here because of me!
How touching. Right at death's door and you still have the free time to put on this sickening display of undying love. Since your bond is so deep, I might as well send you both to hell together.
Hurry up and kill them!
Go to hell!
Watching the cold blade swing down at us, I closed my eyes in despair. Alistair didn't dodge. He spun around and pulled me tight into his embrace, ready to take the fatal blow with his own back. Suddenly, the sky above the castle was ripped open like a shattered mirror by a terrifying, overwhelming force. Right after, a woman's furious roar, filled with supreme majesty, echoing as if from an epic scroll, exploded across the heavens and the earth.
The prophet of the sacred tree has descended. Who dares to harm the Elven King? With her furious roar, the absolute bloodline suppression of an ancient, higher race instantly rippled outward, blanking the sky across the entire continent of San Era.
How is this possible? The ancient elves we treated as fairy tales actually exist?
We pay our respects to your highness, the prophet of the sacred tree!
He actually is the legendary Elven King?
Seeing the deep, bone-exposing sword wound on Aliston's shoulder, the prophet went deathly pale, entirely losing her divine composure.
Priest of life! Summon the High Priest of life immediately!
My king, I was late protecting you. I deserve it.
Shut up!
The extreme pain and weakness finally broke me. My vision went black, and I completely passed out in Alistair's arms.
Shadowblades, hear my command! Open the spatial portal immediately, and take Elena to the Spring of Life for healing. If she sheds a single drop of blood, I will have all of your souls tortured in the abyss for eternity.
Yes, my king.
Seeing me taken to safety, Alistair finally pushed away the prophet's supporting hands and slowly stood up. Those eyes, blazing with emerald divine fire, coldly swept over Duke Victor and Marsis Alaric on the ground.
My king.
Impossible. How could that stinking lumberjack from those miserable woods be the supreme Elven king, having a second chance at life, and I actually chose wrong again?
Mercy! Have mercy, Elven king!
Forgive us, my king! It was us humans who were blinded, leading us to blaspheme you!
Reporting to the king, everyone from the Baron's estate has been apprehended.
What did you just call him?
Father! He is the Elven king! He's not Epivagan, he's a living god from the legends!
Spare my life, my king! This lowly human begs for your forgiveness. It was my filthy soul that offended a true god. Please have mercy!
When you trampled Elena underfoot in your castle and bullied her relentlessly, did you ever think this day would come? In the name of the Elven King, I cast my judgment. The Baron and all family members involved in the abuse will be purified on the spot by the fires of nature. Let their sins be reduced entirely to ashes.
No! Please, no!
Victor, as the human High Inquisitor, you have not only forsaken justice, but also become a pawn of tyranny. From this moment on, along with Marcu Alaric, you will be sent to the guillotine of divine judgment.
What? Your Highness, Prophet of the Sacred Tree, we humans are ignorant and foolish, mistaking true gods for mere legends. That's why we committed such a blasphemous crime. We were entirely bewitched by the Baron's family.
Please forgive our ignorance. If you just spare our lives, we are willing to use our status as great Rimmen nobles to cover up everything that happened here today. Yes, yes, yes! Have mercy, Prophet of the Sacred Tree! We will offer you our absolute loyalty!
High Elves, hear my command. Activate the Domain of Oblivion immediately. The secrets of the race must never remain in the minds of these ordinary mortal. My king, the eyes and ears of the Holy Light Church blanket this continent like a shadow. If you execute a human duke and Marquis on the spate today, that greedy pope will be like a vulture smelling blood. He will stop at nothing to launch a heresy trial, and may even use as an excuse to wage all-out war between our two races.
Prophet of the Sacred Tree, are you saying we should let them go?
Although these chief culprits are fools, they still have some use. Since they've already seen your true face, they naturally cannot remain in the human world. It's better to take them all back to the thorn dungeon of the court. Let them slowly atone for the rest of their lives in endless torment.
The lives of these wretches! Do with them as you see fit!
Watching Alistair leave, Seraphina slumped in the mud. After the initial wave of extreme terror, a much more insane, venomous glint crept quietly back into her eyes. I don't know how long I slept in that darkness. When I finally opened my eyes again, the pungent smell of blood was gone, replaced by the faint scent of soothing herbs and a breathtakingly beautiful view. My God, where on earth is this? Seeing my gaze filled with doubt and shock, he fell silent for a moment. To prevent me, a fragile human, from getting dragged into the political strife of the Elven court too early, he chose to soothe my battered heart with a half-truth.
You want to make a short-lived, lowly human commoner the queen of the Elven court? I absolutely forbid it!
I have already made a soul vow with her. Grandmother, whether you agree or not, I will overcome every obstacle and place the Elven Queen's crown upon her head.
You've gone completely mad! Enough. Since you are so obstinate, I will find an opportunity to test this human myself. If she can pass the trial of nature I set, I will no longer stand in the way of her crowning.
It's a deal.
But until then, you must never reveal your true identity as the Elfin King to her. Otherwise, I have plenty of magic to wipe her memory and banish her from the court forever.
Lena, I told you my family has been the rangers of the Mist Forest for generations.
He told me that to reward his family's generational loyalty, the supreme elven court not only granted them fragments of ancient forest magic, but also commanded them to guard the borders of the human realm.
That prophet of the sacred tree who descended on the Marshu's estate sensed that greedy nobles were trying to destroy the forest, and even lay their hands on the sacred relic bestowed upon us by the Tree of Life. Considering my merits in protecting the relic with my life, she granted us special permission to pass through the portal and heal at the edge of the Elven Kingdom's secret realm.
Then what about my father? And Seraphina?
The prophet of the sacred tree, in the name of the fires of nature, executed a soul purification on the Baron's entire family, stripping them of their right to rebirth.
As for Seraphina and the Marquis, the prophet stripped them of their titles and threw them into the underground obsidian mines of the Mist Forest to do hard labor for the rest of their lives.
Hard labor in the obsidian mines?
They brought it upon themselves. To reward my loyalty, the prophet made an exception and granted me the title of Knight in the Whiter Court Royal Guard. She also arranged for you to go to the Natural Court as a florateuse for the sacred tree. From now on, this is our home. No one will ever be able to hurt you again.
A ranger with no background suddenly becoming a royal knight? But I chose to stay silent. That near-fatal scar he took to protect me spoke louder than any truth in the world. Even if the man beside me was a despised heretic, I would willingly follow him to the ends of the earth.
I can't give you the expensive, gem-encrusted jewelry of the nobles right now.
This roven from moonlight vines holds no worldly monetary value.
But it carries my vow. I will not bind you. I only want to be your eternal companion in the freedom you long for. Elena, will you accept this?
Yes.
Forgive my lies for now, my love.
After my injuries healed a bit, Alistair asked his friend in the royal court, Captain Felix of the Royal Guard, to take us to report to the Natural Court.
Just up ahead is the Natural Court. That's where you'll be stationed from now on.
So where do you outer court guards usually live?
Well, we usually patrol the perimeter of the royal court's barrier. We don't really have fixed quarters.
Don't worry. Whenever I'm off duty, I'll definitely make time to come see you.
Okay. Interrupted by Aliston's cough, Lady Evelyn flushed bright red, looking helplessly at Captain Felix beside us.
This is Elena, the new sacred tree attendant. Please take good care of her from now on, Lady Evelyn.
Rest assured, I will definitely take very good care of Elena. Her etiquette is a bit much, don't you think? I'm just here to be a floral attendant, but she acts like she's hosting high nobility.
Maybe elves are just really strict about their manners. It's a good thing, though. Means you won't get bullied around here.
This way, please.
But clearly, I underestimated how much pureblood elves despise human commoners.
You vulgar mortal! Clean up all these toxic vine scraps right now! We both serve the Tree of Life in the Natural Court. It's not my job to do your chores for you. You actually have the nerve to ask? You used some dirty trick to steal my easy job of pruning the moonflowers. Thanks to you, I got stuck scrubbing the phantom beast troughs. Who knows how she bewitched Lady Evelyn? Does a mere human really deserve special treatment in the Elven Royal Court?
I didn't want to deal with this petty jealousy. I turned to leave, but Chloe shoved me hard.
What is this?
That was the vow ring Alistair gave me. I kept it with me at all times.
The sacred tree totem? This is a divine crest meant only for the direct royal bloodline. Tell me, where did you steal this? What royal bloodline? My husband gave that to me! Give it back right now!
Still trying to deny it? Quick, go tell Lady Evelyn.
Gods! Pin this human thief down!
Stop it, all of you!
All the sacred tree attendants instantly fell silent and respectfully stepped aside. Lady Evelyn walked over, accompanying an incredibly imposing elderly elf in a coarse grey robe.
The natural court is a sacred nursery! I step away for a single moment, and you turn this place into an orc mud pit! Where are your pure-blood Elpin manners?
Lady Evelyn, look at this greedy mortal. She didn't just steal a royal sacred tree ring, but when I caught her red-handed, she tried to splash toxic vine water on my face.
Lady Evelyn followed her pointing finger, her eyes widening in pure shock.
My lady, it's not what they're saying.
Enough!
The old elf didn't raise her voice, but it carried an oppressing weight that made resistance impossible.
Hand over the ring.
Under the gloating stares of the Elgin attendants, I had no choice but to slowly open my hand, forced by her sheer authority.
A royal totem! So the king really did.
Watching that old woman grip my vine ring, the crushing magic forced me to drop to my knees on the freezing grass.
Please believe me, my lady. I honestly know nothing about a royal totem. It's just a protective charm my husband wove for me. My lady, do not fall for this lowly human's sweet talk. Stealing a sacred relic of the royal court is sheer blasphemy against the gods.
According to the Elven Codex, any human who steals a royal relic should have their hands chopped off and be banished to the swamp of death forever.
I didn't steal anything. The most important person in my life gave it to me.
This? I will uncover the truth of this matter myself. Until everything is brought to light, I will keep this ring in my custody. If you are truly innocent, I will naturally see that justice is served.
Thank you, my lady.
Get up.
This is the newly appointed High Court Lady, Lady Martha. She will be taking full charge of the natural court from now on. You'd all better drop your petty tricks. If anyone dares break the rules, I will not let you off lightly.
Yes, Lady Martha.
As for you, you haven't cleared your suspicion of theft and assaulting your peers. Go scrub all 100 phantom beast feeding cloths in the backyard. You are not to return to your quarters until you're finished.
Yes, my lady.
The prophet of the sacred tree turned and left, with Lady Evelyn hurrying after her.
And here I thought a human like you actually had some tricks up your sleeve. Turns out you're still just a filthy peasant scrubbing beast troughs. Let's see if she still dares to act tough in front of us noble elves after this.
The stench here was even worse than a goblin's nest. I pulled out a rough linen handkerchief and tied it tightly over my nose.
There, much better. Compared to the backstabbing in the Marquise estate, even scrubbing stone troughs is fine. As long as I can survive by my own two hands, I will never give up.
While I was gritting my teeth in a filthy pin, for the sake of my dignity, the man who promised to protect me was rushing anxiously through the court's marble corridors.
Your Majesty, Her Holiness Elphira.
came to the temple looking for you again today. Should we—
I'm not seeing her. Tell her to go right back where she came from.
And you! I'm going to see Elena!
You're the captain of the guard. Following me around like this. Are you trying to blow my cover right on the spot?
My apologies. I'll take my leave right away.
Felix quickly vanished into the shadows. Alistair didn't hesitate for a second, turning and rushing toward my beast pen like a gust of wind. Just as I hauled the last heavy stone trough back into place, a pair of strong, warm hands caught me from behind. It was Alistair.
How could that High Court lady make you do this kind of grunt work? I'm going to go have a word with her.
Sensing the dangerous magic radiating from him, I quickly grabbed his arm. I couldn't let him break the court's strict class rules just for me.
It's just cleaning the stalls. I've done much worse in the Baron's territory. Don't disturb Lady Martha.
But one question kept spinning in my mind, the one about me being framed for stealing a relic.
Alistair, what is the truth about that ring you made me? Why do all the pure-blood elves say it's a sacred totem only meant for the direct royal bloodline?
My ancestors fought bravely against the Beast demons. To honor the forest wardens, the last elfin king grit his family this honorary crest with the royal glow.
It sounded perfectly reasonable. I bought it completely.
That makes sense. No wonder they treat it like an untouchable royal relic. I actually thought you were lying to me.
Who is abandoning their post?
Lady Martha's chilling voice suddenly rang out. Panicking, I shoved him deep into the shadows of the courtyard.
It's Lady Martha! Go quickly!
I'm on guard duty in the outer court tomorrow. I'll definitely find time to see you.
The second Alistair melted into the trees. The disguised prophet and Lady Evelyn walked over.
All 100 troughs are spotless, my lady.
She glanced in the direction Aliston had vanished. She didn't call me out, but the look she gave me was ice cold.
Since you're done, go sweep up all the crystal leaves in the south courtyard. If you don't finish, don't even think about stepping into the shelter.
I dragged my exhausted body through the freezing moonlight and swept the entire courtyard. I thought keeping my head down in this strict court would bring me peace, but I underestimated just how spiteful pure-blood elves could be. They didn't just strip me of the only things keeping me warm. They even used Lady Martha's name to push me to the brink.
Lady Martha's orders. You're to collect freezing dew in the howling wind outside tonight. As for this bedding, a short-lived breed like you doesn't deserve the shelter's blessings. It's freezing out here, and these are my personal belongings. You're openly defying the court's justice. You're doing this on purpose.
In the violent shoving, my mortal body was no match for elfin strength. A lethal cruelty flashed in Chloe's eyes before she raised her foot and kicked me hard in the stomach. In that weightless second, I thought my life was going to end on those cold stone steps. But right before I could crack my head open, a black blur tore through the night sky like lightning. It was that familiar scent of fir wood. A second before death, he became my unbreakable shield. But right now, his eyes were burning with an emerald divine fire ready to destroy everything.
Elena, are you okay? Who did this?
Chloe was about to step up and mock us, but she was horrified to see the high-ranking captain of the guard showing absolute terror towards the lowly guard, holding me.
Captain Felix, why are you looking at him like that? Could he be...
You all court death.
A terrifying storm of magic instantly swept through the courtyard. In that moment, all the proud, pure-blood elves went weak at the knees, crashing to the cold crystal steps in unison. It was absolute submission running deep in their blood.
My king,
Alistair? You're the Elven King?
My mind went blank. This calloused lumberjack, the man who fought an entire class system, was actually unsystem for me. Was actually an untouchable god on this continent? Just as Alistair caught me, an apocalyptic rage about to explode from his eyes, two imposing figures hurried over from the end of the corridor.
Insolent guard! The natural court is a sanctuary for pure-blood elves. Who allowed you to trespass here with a weapon?
Alistair froze. He turned his head and met the prophet's warning gaze. Little did I know, this was a secret power play between them over the trial of nature.
I meant no offense, Lady Martha. I was on patrol and saw someone falling from the steps. My instincts just kicked in to help.
He's just a normal outer court guard. Why did Captain Felix look so terrified of him just now?
Captain Felix? What is going on here?
Felix was sweating bullets. He glanced at Alistair nailing on the ground, thought fast, and quickly came up with an excuse.
You there, rookie! You cannot enter the natural court without an order. Have you completely forgotten the ironclad rules of the court?
That was my mistake, sir.
Snapping out of my daze from the fall, I ignored the pain in my body and quickly knelt before Lady Martha to beg for him.
Please forgive him, Lady Martha. This is all my fault. I shouldn't have argued with Chloe and implicated this guard.
Now that you know the rules,
Get back to your post, immediately.
Your Majesty, forgive my disrespect.
Keep a close eye on this place. Don't let the prophet use this as an excuse to torture Elena.
Yes, my king.
Felix turned around, bracing himself, and caught Lady Evelyn's suspicious gaze. He could only force a laugh and quickly pull his men out.
As for you,
As punishment for causing a scene and breaking the peace, the head lady made me kneel on the freezing grass to reflect on my actions.
I don't know what kind of cheap charm spell she's hiding. Fooling around with an outer court guard is a massive crime, and that stiff old ham Martha is only making her freeze on the grass?
Now that you mention it, it looks like they're letting that stolen royal ring thing slide too.
A look of absolute vicious madness flashed in Chloe's eyes. Her jealousy, twisted mind was brewing a much deadlier scheme. Since that old woman is too scared to do anything, tell me, if His Supreme Majesty, the Elven King himself, found out a filthy human dared to steal his personal royal badge, do you think he'd just use magic to tear her to shreds? Meanwhile, on the other side of the court in the starlight study, the almighty Elfin King was losing his mind with worry over me.
I'm still worried the prophet will take the chance to torture Elena.
Your Majesty, should I send a few more shadows to watch outside the courtyard barrier?
Just then, a court attendant broke the silence in the study.
Your Majesty, there is a flower tender from the natural court outside.
She claims to have urgent information regarding a royal relic and begs for an audience. Chloe thought she had the ultimate leverage to destroy me. Completely unaware, she was stepping right into the Grim Reaper's trap. What awaited her wasn't an audience with the Elven King at all, but a pair of sinister hands lurking in the shadows. Chloe thought this was her chance to meet the king. She had no idea she wasn't waiting for a royal summons. She was being dragged into a far more vicious conspiracy by Holy Maidess Elina's secret knights.
Alistair's fury saved me for a moment, but the very next morning, a blood-curdling scream from the manager's room broke the peace. I rushed in, only to see Lady Martha's usually commanding face covered in horrifying dark purple magic blotches.
Turns out,
Sylvia tried to suck up to her by using a cheap beauty elixir from the black market. The shady potion triggered a terrifying magic backlash.
Foolish elf! Guards! Strip her of her magic and banish her to the death swamp!
No, please, have mercy!
2 burly elven guards stepped up to drag her away. Seeing the total despair in her eyes, I couldn't just stand by. I decided to gamble on the herbaladry I learned in the Mist Forest.
Lady Martha, please let me try.
The elves around me gasped. To them, a magicless human didn't even have the right to touch an elf.
You're a human with 0 magic. What could you possibly do?
I studied ancient herbalism in the Mist Forest. If my purifying salem works, please spare Sylvia's life. Sylvia looked up in shock, staring at the human she used to bully in total disbelief, and the strict Lady Martha just stared into my eyes, silent for a moment.
Fine. If you cure me, she's forgiven.
While I was trying to fix the mess in the court, I had no idea that Chloe, who vanished from the hallway last night, was facing a terrifying interrogation.
This woman, who fancies herself the future queen, had sharply noticed Alistair's sudden obsession with the natural court. Tell me, what shameless succour is hiding in the natural court that has the king so obsessed?
It's not me! I wouldn't dare! Wait, I know! There really is someone in the natural court who would!
To save her own skin, Chloe pinned the blame entirely on me. She knew if she made the saintess believe I was the one seducing the king, I wouldn't live to see the sunrise.
A filthy, short-ear human dares to plot against me in my own territory? Move! Take me to the natural court. I'm going to carve up that lowly human's face myself!
I carefully applied the mashed green herbal paste onto the prophet's spotty face. It seemed rough to an elf, but it worked like a charm. Just give it a little time, and the spots will completely fade.
Looks ugly, but the stinging is actually gone. I guess you're not totally useless for a human.
Thank you, my lady.
This unexpected rescue didn't just change the strict old lady's mind about me, it also brought me an apology I never saw coming.
Thank you for today. If it wasn't for you, I'd be dead in the swamp right now. I'm so sorry I was so awful to you before. Punish me however you want, I won't complain.
Why would I punish you?
You're forgiving me?
You just have a sharp tongue. Compared to the elves who actually want me dead, you're really not that bad.
Back in the room, Lady Martha washed off the paste. Most of the spots were gone, but some magic scars remained. To hide them, Lady Evelyn carefully fitted her with a heavy, black magic vial.
Plus, she was wearing a plain grey linen robe, just to test me. Right now, stripped of her high elf glowing aura, she looked exactly like an old, bottom-leal servant. But just when I thought I could finally catch my breath, a deadly trap woven purely from jealousy was right at my doorstep. Chloe, who had been missing all night, was hiding behind the knights, and her vicious finger was pointing straight at me.
Princess Elvira, that's her.
So you're the filthy commoner bewitching the king with cheap charm spells? I tried to step back, but Elvina grabbed my jaw in a vice grip. Her sharp nails practically pierced my skin.
Possessing the beguiling face of a succour, no wonder you're rotten to the core.
Who are you?
It's one thing for the king to be deceived by a human in the Mist Forest.
But since when do you lowly, short-lived pests dare to covet the elven throne?
Seeing the pure malice in Elvira's eyes, Sylvia rushed forward, shoving Elvira's hand away and shielding me behind her.
Elena hasn't used any charm spells at all. Sylvia, are you out of your mind? Did you forget how she treated you before? She never provoked us from the very beginning. You're the one who's been spinning lies this whole time.
Elvira was absolutely listless that a low-level maid dared to fight back.
Sylvia!
Who do you think you are, you lowly bug, daring to disrespect me?
Shut your mouth! Standing before you is the most noble, pure-blood, holy maidess, Princess Elvira! The future mistress of the royal court! How dare you offend her highness!
Hearing her title, I knew exactly how deep of a mess I was in, but I couldn't let Sylvia suffer because of me.
Princess Elvia, I don't know what Chloe told you, but I'm just a servant tending to the flowers. If you have any grievances, please don't drag innocent people into this.
Let you go? Ha! Shove her face into the dirt and carve up her pretty features with an enchanted dagger.
Two massive armored knights stepped up and violently pinned my shoulders down, forcing me to my knees.
Stop this at once!
The prophet's robe was woven with high-tier cloaking spells, totally masking her sacred bloodline. Elvira didn't sense a thing. Seeing this, Chloe panicked and quickly threw the dagger into the bushes.
The natural court is a sacred sanctuary for pure-blood elves to meditate. Since when is it your place to bring Templar knights here
and exact vigilante justice?
A lowly old hedge without a single trace of magic dares to stand in my way?
You... How dare you speak to Lady Martha like... Princess Elvira, the royal court has its own laws. Punishing a sacred tree gardener privately surely violates the justice of the natural court.
Justice? My pure blood is of the utmost nobility, and the entire royal court will be mine to rule sooner or late. Why should I care about natural laws when squashing a human bug?
Absurd! Do you even know who stands before you?
Aren't you just some low-ranking old servant? If I don't teach you a lesson, you'll actually start thinking you own this court. Pin this wretched old ham down too.
Chloe! Chloe, don't you dare! Let go of her right now! Elvira! I never imagined you could be so arrogant and vicious! I must have been blind to tolerate you!
In the violent struggle, the black magic veil suddenly slipped off the prophet's face and dropped into the grass. Her face, full of authority and fury, yet still scarred by those magic blotches, was completely exposed to the sunlight, a face that absolutely everyone in the elven court recognized. When the black veil slipped off and that purple-blotted face hit the sunlight, Elvina was definitely shocked, but her deep-rooted, pure-blood arrogance made her refuse to believe what was right in front of her.
An old monster disfigured by magic backsplash daring to strike the pose of the prophet of the sacred tree? You really have a death wish?
Do you still have no reverence whatsoever?
What did I do wrong? Blame your own dirty bloodline that leaves you groveling in the dirt doing the filthy work of tending plants. Daring to challenge a noble, pure-blood holy mason is just digging your own grave.
You.
Bring me my thorn whip of discipline.
As a steward of the court, you actually dared to indulge a human in seducing the king. This is a grave blasphemy against the elfin royal court. An unforgivable sin!
Elvina raised the whip, ready to strike. Realizing how bad this was, Sylvia used the distraction to slip into the moonwood bushes and ran for her life to get help.
Next month is the Centennial Starlight Festival. Lords from all over will be attending, so the barrier's security must be absolutely flawless.
Rest assured, Your Majesty, I will do everything in my power.
Insolence! Where did this reckless servant come from, daring to startle His Majesty? Do you know what crime you've committed?
Your Majesty! Please, you have to save Elena. Princess Elvira is going to beat her and Director Martha to death with her thorn whip.
What did you just say? Elena is in danger?
When that vicious holy thorn whip tore through the air, I broke free from the knights without a second thought. I threw myself over the prophet, shielding her with my own back.
What are you doing? My lady, Princess Elvira is coming after me. I can't let you suffer this torture because of me.
What a deeply moving scene. Since you love playing the hero so much, I'll gladly grant your wish today.
Enough! Elvira, I'm warning you not to cross the line, or else!
You still dare to speak to me with that superior tone? You insolent peasant! Today I will wash away your arrogance with the thorns of holy light!
A gale whipped up as Alistair, the official, and a massive squad of royal guards crashed onto the scene.
Your Majesty.
Elvira! Do you have any idea who you were just about to whip?
We pay our respects to Her Highness, the Prophet of the Sacred Tree.
The Prophet of the Sacred Tree? How is this possible?
Elvina turned her head stiffly, staring wide-eyed at the old servant in the grey linen robe. The blood instantly drained from her face, leaving nothing but endless terror and despair. When the High Knights hit the ground in that thunderous kneel, the air just froze. The old lady I thought was just a regular manager. She's actually the highest power in the entire elven court, the Prophet of the Sacred Tree.
Your Highnessness? No! This is impossible! Why would the noble prophet be wearing a lowy linen robe, doing manual labor in the dirt?
Shut your mouth! You incredibly stupid woman! Even now you still dare to disrespect the prophet?
The prophet stopped hiding her aura. A massive wave of holy magic exploded from her, and ancient gold runes lit up under her feet.
This divine pressure? You really are Her Highness, the Prophet of the Sacred Tree? Ignorant fool!
As a holy maiden, you indulged your servant's lies and even attempted to use vigilante justice on someone in the court. You are completely unworthy to stand in the light of the life.
Your Highness, I was just momentarily blinded by Chloe. Please forgive me.
Strip her of her holy maiden title and staff. Throw her into the Thorn Dungeon deep beneath the royal court. No one is allowed to visit her without my direct order.
No! My father is the chief elder of the Privy Council! You can't do this to me! Let me go! Highness!
As Elvina's screams faded down the hall, the prophet turned her fathomless eyes on me. I thought it was over. Little did I know, my real trial had just begun. That afternoon, Alistair was summoned alone to the starry library at the top of the court. It was a secret negotiation that would decide my fate.
You want a magicless human to wear the Queen's crown, but this is by no means an easy feat. The wrath of the noble families will tear her to pieces.
As long as you stop standing in our way under the guise of trials, I'm willing to cut down every thorn in her path.
Next month is the centenarial Starlight Festival. If she, as a human, can successfully organize this grand ceremony with every lord on the continent watching, I will have a reason to declare her competency to the elders of the Privy Council.
It's a deal.
Me? You want me to be in charge of the Starlight Festival? But I know absolutely nothing about the ancient etiquette of the Elven royal court.
Don't worry. Your intelligence far succeeds those arrogant nobles who only know how to show off their bloodlines.
Besides, I'll be secretly helping you, backing you up every step of the way.
Okay, I won't let you down.
But while I was racking my brain over mountains of parchment for the festival, two vicious forces were quietly joining hands in the darkest depths of the Thorns dungeon.
I'll never let that lowly human get away with this!
My noble princess, it seems we share a common enemy. Who are you? I'm the one who can help you. Send Elena straight to hell.
At first, Elvina scoffed at Seraphina, the disgraced noble who framed me. But in that pitch-black despair, a sudden disaster changed their fates forever.
Help! No! Magic surge! Retreat now!
Help! Somebody help me! Father! Save me! Follow me! Shut up if you want to live.
Seraphina dragged a half-conscious Elvata out of the collapsing inferno. Surviving that nightmare completely shattered Elvata's high and mouldy attitude. You saved my life. Help me rid of that bitch, Elena, and once we're out, my father will give you endless wealth and power.
It's a deal, princess. That human who stole everything from me must die a miserable death.
Two souls, consumed by jealousy and hate, struck a dirty deal in the ashes. Meanwhile, I was pouring my heart into the Starlight Festival, completely unawares to the deadly trap closing in on me. After the royal guards shut down the dungeon riot, The Prophet and Lady Evelyn arrived at the ruins. Seeing that Seraphina saved Elvira from the fire, the Prophet made a surprising call.
Seraphina, your past greed was a sin, but risking your life to save another earns your redemption. Your hard labor is pardoned. You're a free commoner again.
Thank you for your mercy, your grace.
As for you, Elvira, the riot might have saved you from the dungeon, but your arrogance still needs to be broken.
Your grace, I know I was wrong.
After the Starlight Festival next month, you're being sent to the Northern Ice Plains. You will marry into the Frostwolf clan for a political alliance.
No! Please! I won't go to that frozen wasteland! I'm supposed to be the Elven Queen!
It's not up to you.
An alliance in the North Ice prison is a death sentence for a pure-blood elf. After the Prophet left, I looked at the now free Seraphina and felt a sudden chill down my spine.
My dear sister, you ruined our family and made me suffer through hell. Do you really think hosting a party under the sacred tree makes you some noble elf of light?
If you don't repent and keep playing your dirty tricks, you're only going to destroy yourself.
Destroy myself? We'll see about that. Enjoy the last festival of your life.
Watching her walk away, I clenched my fists. The gears of a conspiracy had already started turning. Seraphina didn't stop at all. In an abandoned bell tower, she and Elvina met with a criminal who should have been rotting in the dungeon, Marquis Alaric. A crazy plot was brewing in that tower.
If the Elder hadn't used Privy Council privileges to sneak me out, I'd be dead in those obsidian mines. That bitch, Elena, ruined everything.
My father didn't pull you off death row to hear you whine. Next month's Starlight Festival will have lords from all over the continent. I need you as bait.
This is a high-level shadow blade my father raised in secret. The court's barriers are nothing to him.
I want him to pose as a dancer during the climax of the Spirit Blade dance. He's going to assassinate the Prophet.
Assassinate the Prophet? Are you insane? That's a capital crime cursed by the sacred tree itself.
He'll accidentally miss at the last second, and you step up to play the loyal hero. Not only will you win back the court's trust, but we'll pin the whole thing on Elena.
By then, no matter what she says, she will have no defense.
A contract in gold is fulfilled in blood.
A massive death trap had been set for me in the dark corners of the court, and I was still working day and night to make the festival perfect.
The Starlight Festival arrived right on schedule. It wasn't just a time to thank the Tree of Life. It was my one and only chance to prove my worth to the entire Elven royal court. Miss Elena, all the Starlight wine for the guests has been stored in the cellar. Excellent. Make sure to keep the frost array in the cellar running smoothly.
Elena, you're amazing! Even the most nitpicky pureblood elders can't find a single flaw in such a massive festival. You've really done in yourself.
As long as tonight's festival finishes without a hitch, the trial the Prophet gave me will be complete.
You've been working so hard.
Alistair, what are you doing here? Don't you have a shift change?
These are Starlight candied fruits, fresh from the royal kitchen. I saw you rushing around all morning without eating a bite, so I brought them specifically for you.
They're so sweet. Thank you.
If it's just to protect your smile, all of this is worth it.
Amidst the bustling noise all around us, we hid in the shadow of a stone pillar, savoring this brief moment of peace and tenderness. Little did we know, this sweet scene was already locked onto by an evil spirit lurking in the shadows. Taking advantage of the lunch break, Alistair and I met briefly in a secluded corridor of the plaza. I thought we were hidden enough, but I underestimated the malice of our enemies.
Once tonight's festival is over, there's something that will change our lives forever. I'm going to tell you in front of everyone.
Okay. No matter how late, I'll be waiting for you under the Tree of Life.
By the Tree of Life. That lowly human Elena actually dares to have an illicit rendezvous with a filthy outer guard right here in the royal court?
The gods are practically handing this to me.
The Elven Codex explicitly states that a private rendezvous between a court lady and an outer guard is a felony that defiles the sacred grounds.
Did she really think organizing a little festival would secure her a high position? Let's go. The prophet of the sacred tree is patrolling the plaza right now. Let's report her immediately. Alistair had just left, and I was about to go back to double-check the final and banquet guest list. Suddenly, a set of malicious footsteps blocked my path.
Well, well, my dear sister. You really can't go any without a man, can you?
A leopard never changes its spats. You just got stripped of your family crest, and you're already throwing yourself at a bottom-feeding guard? This is the Elgin Royal Court, not a place for you to throw a tantrum. Get out of my way!
Caught red-handed and still acting so arrogant?
No one can save you today.
Her Highness, the Prophet of the Sacred Tree, has arrived.
Elena, you've done an outstanding job preparing for the festival.
It is my duty to share your Highness's burdens.
Your Highness! Please don't be fooled by this hypocritical human. I have a crime to report.
Speak.
I saw it with my own eyes. Elena was intimately mingling with an outer guard in this very corridor. She completely ignored the iron laws of the royal court. This is an absolute desecration of the sacred festival.
I can testify to that as well. That guard just left. Your Highness, please execute this filthy human who pollutes the royal court immediately.
Your Highness, I did interact with that guard, but our feelings for each other are genuine, and we have never done anything to cross the line. A forbidden rendezvous is punishable by death. What is there left to argue about?
The royal court does have strict rules. However, Elena has made great contributions in preparing for the festival, which is more than enough to offset such a minor indiscretion. This matter ends here.
Your Highness, but the Codex clearly states—
What? Are you trying to teach me how to enforce the laws of the royal court? Night fell, and the once-in-a-century Starlight Festival officially began. Dazzling magic fireworks lit up the entire royal court as lords from all over mingled and drank. However, Seraphina's true killing blow was just beginning to unfold.
Your Highness, watch out! Assassin!
Protect Her Highness! Fall back!
Lock down the entire area! Nobody leaves!
It's her, Your Highness! All the sword dancers were personally recruited and bedded by Elena. She's the inside man for the masked assassins!
What? Your Highness, she even had a private rendezvous with a suspicious guard earlier today. This is absolutely a premeditated assassination.
Seize her. Hand her over to the High Court for a thorough investigation.
The assassination attempt at the festival sent shockwaves across the entire elven continent. Early the next morning, I was shackled in heavy anti-magic chains and escorted to the most solemn and terrible inquisition in the Elven Kingdom.
Audacious human! How dare you plant an assassin at the Starlight Festival to murder the prophet of the sacred tree? How do you plead?
My lord, I did not. The entire list of dancers was strictly vetted by the Ministry of Internal Affairs. I don't know that masked elf at all.
Of course you wouldn't admit it. How could a nobody human like you orchestrate such an elaborate plot all by yourself?
My lords, just before the festival, I saw her conspiring with an outer guard with my own eyes. He must have used his position to let the assassins in for her.
Chief Elder, the only reason she wanted to kill the prophet was that Her Highness stood in the way of her ambition to seduce pure-blood elves with her looks.
A mere human, daring to stir up a bloodbath in the royal court. Such an inferior race deserves to be sent straight to the stake. Heretic betrayer of the court. Guards! Go to the outer courtyard immediately and bring me that bottom-feeding guard she was sneaking around with. I will personally see to it that his soul burns in the fires of the abyss.
No! This has nothing to do with him! My lord, please don't drag the innocent into this!
Too late! Today, you filthy, shameless pair must wash away your sins with blood!
Elder Elijah's order to arrest the accomplice quickly reached the ears of Felix, the captain of the royal guard. He immediately realized that these foolish old nobles were personally lifting the veil of Grim Reaper.
The audacity of Elijah. The nerve of the Privy Council. How dare they bypass me and sentence me to death in my own royal court? Your Majesty, the Privy Council's enforcement squad is tearing the outer courtyard apart looking for that bottom-feeling guard. If you don't intervene, it's highly unlikely they will torture Miss Elena for a confession. How should we respond?
With the Elven King's hempant approval, an arrest played out in the corridors of the court.
The Privy Council's power should have been crippled long ago. Elijah is arrogant enough to think he can override the throne. If I just order their arrest right now, it will only leave them room to squirm and make excuses. Since he's so eager to overstep his authority and hold a trial, I'll give him a stage to show off his ambition. I'll make them slip the noose of power right around their own necks in the very high court they think they control.
Felix, go find me a black criminal execution hood. Your Majesty? You can't possibly mean to stand trial yourself. That's far too dangerous.
Behave yourself. Colluding with a human to assassinate the prophet. Once we get to the high court, I'll show you a fate worse than death.
Those two idiotic guards had no idea that they weren't escorting a lamb to the slaughter. They were dragging an enraged, awakening dragon, seizing the chance to purge the royal authority.
The heavy doors of the High Court slowly pushed open. When I saw that familiar tall figure wrapped in thick anti-magic chains, dragged into the court wearing a black execution hood, my heart completely plummeted into the abyss.
On your knees, you lowly accomplice!
Alistair, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
Don't be afraid, Elena. As long as I'm here, no one can touch you.
You're at death's door and still putting on this passionate little act. The witnesses and evidence are undeniable. What else do you have to say?
Brilliant, my lord. Elena fornicated with a guard and colluded with mercenaries to assassinate the prophet. Her crimes are unforgivable. Please purify them at once.
I, Elijah, Chief Elder of the Privy Council, pronounce this sentence in the name of the Tree of Life. I sentence Elena and her guard accomplice to death, without need for review. They are to be executed by thunder flame burning right here in the High Court.
Watching that flaming sword of death swing down, I closed my eyes in despair. But I didn't back down. Instinctively, I threw my fragile body forward, shielding Alistrus with everything I had.
Die, you sinner!
The red-hot execution sword was just inches from my neck. Up on his high seat, Elder Elijah was already flashing a victorious smirk, but he had no clue that the man he personally chained and dragged into this court was an enraged, awakening dragon.
Away from her!
With a blast of magic that shook the dome, those Mithian chains, supposedly able to bind high-level magic, snapped like brittle spiderwebs, exploding into dust. He didn't dodge. Instead, he stood up abruptly, reached out with his black dragon leather glove, and grabbed the falling flaming sword bare-handed.
Monster! You're a monster!
A chilling sneer came from beneath Aliston's hood, and his right hand simply squeezed. The smile on Elder Eli's face died completely. He finally realized that this absolute, crushing magic was something no outer guard could ever possess.
Guards! Kill him! No!
But it was too late. Ignoring the terrified stares, he slowly raised his hand, ripped off the black execution hood, and tossed it into the rubble like trash.
I'd really love to see who exactly has the authority to hand out death sentence in this courtroom today!
As the flames died in his palm, and those godlike eyes that could make the world tremble were exposed to the light, I wasn't angry about being lied to. I only felt the ultimate peace of surviving a disaster. Even if his hidden identity could flip the entire continent of San Eroa upside down, in this moment, he was simply my unbreakable shield against death itself. When the man at the pyre crushed the greatsword bare-handed and revealed his true face, the High Court went dead silent. A bone-chilling terror filled the room.
Your Majesty?
Impossible! This is impossible! That Volgodon feeding guard I saw Elena sneaking around within the corridor. How could he possibly be His Majesty the Elven King? No!
I looked up in shock at the man who had always been so gentle to me. Right now, he radiated a commanding aura that bowed the whole world. My mind went totally blank.
Alistair, who are you, really?
Elena, I'm sorry. I kept it from you for so long. I lied to you.
All knights, heed my command. Bow to the supreme throne. Hail to the king.
That deafening roar shattered Seraphina's delusions and crushed the arrogance of the old nobles for good.
Seeing these high and mighty elites, who held the power of life and death and nearly burned me at the stoke a second ago, grovelling like ants at Alistran's feet, I finally understood what he meant. Protecting your smile is worth more than any crown in the world.
Elder Elijah! Is this how you represent the Privy Council, indiscriminately slaughtering the innocent without a second thought?
Please forgive me, Your Majesty! I was blinded, but everything I did was for the peace of the Tree of Life. It was Seraphina! Yes, it was that vicious human woman!
She was the one who accused Elena of being the inside man for the assassins. She provided all the witnesses and evidence.
Have mercy, Your Majesty! I really did see her sneaking around with you in the corridor. I swear I didn't know that guard was you in disguise. Your Majesty, forgive my ignorance.
Is that so? Just because you didn't know it was me, you thought you could just fabricate charges and send an innocent life to the stake? Then why don't you explain this to me? Who exactly ordered that assassin, disguised as a dancer, to murder the prophet of the sacred tree at the Starlight Festival?
Your Majesty, all the assassin escaped and has yet to be caught.
All the case files point directly to the security locusees. Elena was responsible.
Still spewing lies! Felix! Here, sire. Bring them in. Let them see what hard, undeniable evidence really looks like.
Following Aliston's command, Felix, the captain of the royal guard, along with 2 heavily armored knights, dragged a bloody, shackled masked man into the high court. Brought up alongside him was Marquis Alaric, his shoulder wrapped in bandages.
Reporting to your majesty, the Shadowblade squad intercepted this assassin attempting to flee with the money at the borders of the Mist Forest. We also found this bag of purple gold coins on him as a down payment. Have mercy, your majesty! I confess to everything! It was Marquis Alaric and this wicked woman! You're lying! You filthy mercenary! Chief Elder, this is absolutely a despicable frame-up orchestrated by Elena!
You heard him, your majesty. This was all a personal vendetta by the Marquise and Serafina. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Privy Council. Please send the Marquis to the executioner's block immediately to appease the wrath of the court.
Elijah, the web of conspiracy you wove is indeed quite intricate, but you seem to have forgotten that I stripped Marquis Alaric a long time ago. Where would he get a whole 5,000 purple gold coins to hire a high-level shadow dive assassinate? Open your eyes and look closely. These purple gold coins bear the magical anti-crownfit style that only the highest vault of the Privy Council can use. The Marquis was nothing more than your political scapegoat to execute the assassination contract, just to satisfy your pathetic little family grudge. You actually dared to steal purple gold from the royal vault to orchestrate a blasphemy and murder at the sacred Starlight Festival.
Faced with this irrefutable hard evidence, the overbearing elder Elijah finally realized that the web of power he so carefully laid out didn't trap me. Instead, it became the very gallows that would hang him. The moment the truth came out, the entire high court fell dead silent. Only the Marquis's despairing wails echoed through the halls. Alistair turned his head, his falcon-like gaze locking dead onto Chief Elder Elijah, who was pouring cold sweat.
Elijah, don't think I don't know exactly what goes on in your filthy mind. The reason you were so desperate to execute Elena had absolutely nothing to do with the safety of the royal court.
He tore off Elijah's final mask. This hypocritical, self-righteous elder only wanted me burned at the stake to avenge his arrogant daughter, Elvira. He used the royal treasury just to frame me over a petty family grudge.
The Council of Elders begs for your forgiveness. I've dedicated hundreds of years of blood and sweat to the Tree of Life.
You're swearing to the death to serve. Was that just secretly cultivating your own cronies? Was it turning the High Court, which represents absolute justice, into your personal slaughterhouse to eliminate dissidents and satisfy your own greed? Throw him into the deepest ice prison of the far north to serve his sentence with his idiotic daughter. He is never to set foot in the royal court again.
Your Majesty, you can't do this to me! I am a pure-blood noble! Your Majesty!
With Elder Elijah's downfall, the once invincible power of the old Nables conjointly crumbled. The courtiers were chilled into Jewethreat silence, sexed in line with Entramines behind this conspiracy.
Marquis Alaric, attempting to subvert the royal court, your crimes are unforgivable. Take him to the execution grounds immediately and carry out the Thunderflame execution. Permanently strip his family of their noble crest and exile his bloodline to the Forgotten Wilds!
Ah! No! Have mercy, Your Majesty! I don't want to die!
As for you, Serafina, you've resorted to the most wicked means to torment Elena. I should let your soul burn in the abysmal fires for eternity. But Elena begged me to spare your miserable life.
I don't need your cheap pity. Elena, I hate you! Why does a magicless, short-lived human like you get all the Elven King's favor? Why?
Seeing her consumed by jealousy right to the bitter end, I didn't feel a single ripple of emotion. I unlocked my shackles and slowly walked up to her. I never ruined you. What pushed you into the abyss was your own endless greed and twisted jealousy.
Since she loves lurking in the shadows and plotting against others so much, strip her of her sight, band her with the traitor's shadow curse, exile her to the Forgotten Wilds permanently, let her rot in eternal darkness, bitten by monsters, painfully repenting for her crimes until she dies.
No! My eyes! Elena, save me! I admit my guilt!
2 heavy guards dragged a throsting Seraphina into the endless dark. As her desperate screams faded away, all the schemes and sins finally came to an end, and he and I finally saw the dawn we had been waiting for.
When all the gloom and rot were swept away, the sacred tree bloomed with dazzling light once more. That day, the entire Elven Kingdom welcomed its grandest era of coronation. Dressed in a queen's gown woven from moonlight threads and stardust diamonds, I locked fingers with a godlike Alistair. Together, we stepped up the royal stairs that symbolized supreme power. Standing at the peak of power, Alistair wasn't consumed by arrogance. He looked down at the tens of thousands of pure-blood courtiers and lords, delivering a sacred decree that would rewrite the continent's history.
From this day forward, I declare in the name of the Elven King, all laws of prejudice and discrimination regarding human bloodlines in the ancient Kodiak are completely abolished. Under the glory of the Tree of Life, regardless lifespan, regardless of noble or low birth, all creations are equal.
I, Alistair, swear to the Tree of Life in the name of the Elven King. I am willing to share my long eternity with you. I will not bind you with royal authority, will love and honor you with an equal soul. You will be my sword, my shield, my one and only queen. Will you accept this heavy crown and share life and death with me?
I, Elena, with this mortal body swear to this sacred land. I will break the barriers of race and protect your people as I would protect my own. No matter how the darkness swallows us time may be, I will always be the inexplicable starlight by your side. Through life and death, our souls shall never fade.
But what truly shook the entire continent was the coronation that followed. This Elven King, ruler of all, didn't just place the crown on my head. Instead, in front of all the high races, he dropped to his knees before a mortal.
Hail to the King! Hail to Her Highness the Queen! May the royal court prosper forever!
Amidst the deafening cheers, he stood up, gently cupped my cheeks, and sealed our soul contract with a deep kiss. I knew this legend, spanning across races, prejudice, life, and death, finally saw its perfect dawn, and our shared eternity was just beginning.